What's up, my YouTube and Instagram family? This your boy Roberto checking in with another conspiracy video. It is April 8th, 2020, and we're still in the middle of the coronavirus pandemic. Uh, Today I'm going to be talking about the coronavirus supposedly having the biggest effect on the African American community. Uh, as you know, Donald Trump and Dr. Sufasik, however you say his name, got on saying that the people being affected most by the coronavirus were the African American community. This is a conspiracy itself. As you guys already know, when the coronavirus originally started, most of the people being affected were not African Americans. And you were hearing a lot that Africans, I'm not even going to say African Americans, but black people in general could not get the coronavirus, which we know that was not true. That was not the case. Um, but not many black people were getting affected. As you can see, even in Africa, they didn't have that many cases. And you know, we stay in a racist world. Everybody's not racist. No, all white people aren't racist. No, I don't think that. But there are a few. These high-end politicians and a lot of these world leaders, they always try to make, well, they do whatever they can to make, you know, the black people feel beneath them. Um, and I can tell you now, black people probably have the smallest amount of cases of coronavirus in the world, but they're not going to tell us that. They're going to flip the script like they did and make it seem as if black people have the most cases. And this is the elites being racist and trying to make everybody else do their dirty work and make it seem as if, you know, black people have the most coronavirus cases. And that is not the case. We know originally it was barely any black people getting it, and then I believe maybe one of the first few black people that we've known to get it was the basketball player Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. And we're like, too, and Rudy Gobert's, I think he's Italian or something like that. Not sure if he's actually black. He might be mixed with black and something else. Not sure. But I know Donovan Mitchell for a fact. Uh, but just like with Ebola was a big thing in Africa, you know, they were loving that because it was affecting the black people the most. The coronavirus, we all know about the Chinese, um, but next in line, a lot of white people were getting affected, whether it was in Europe, America, Canada, Australia, whoever. It was a lot of white people. They didn't like that. They're like, no, we can't. This pandemic is so big, it's gotten out of control. We cannot let them know that we're being affected the most. The elites did not like that, and I can tell you now, there are probably no elites that are black. Most black people are pawns to the elites. Um, but yes, back on the subject. I do believe they are adding to the African American, not only the African American numbers, but the black numbers in general, to to make it seem as if more black people have the coronavirus than white people. Um, because like I said, when when it comes to the elites, it's a lot of racism that goes on, and this is not talking about our citizens of the countries, because a lot of the citizens, majority of the citizens, I believe, are not racist and really don't think about things like that. But these high-end politicians are being controlled, and they're forced to say that, you know, black people, there are more black people, they're suffering more from the coronavirus or having a lower survival rate, which is absolutely not true. Now all of a sudden the black people are caught up to everybody else with the coronavirus. Definitely not true. Um, but this is what they're gonna do to throw us down and keep a foot on our neck. That's what they've been trying to do for years and years and years, as we know, and they're gonna continue to try to do it. Excuse me. They're gonna continue to try to do it, but we all know the truth. Um, this is just another way for them to try to keep control over us and keep us contained and keep us to stay inside. I think more black people are probably leaving out their house than white people, and in order for them to, you know, put a stop to that too, they made it seem like we're being affected the most and we have the highest death rate. Guys, you got to be smart. This is the work of the government and the elites trying to belittle the black people once again. Uh, we'll see how this plays out. But remember, it's so little cases in Africa right now. They don't like that. They want Africa. I wouldn't be surprised if they send things to Africa to infect people. When Ebola was in Africa, they were loving it. They were loving it. But now that it's a virus that's not affecting black people, originally it was affecting the Chinese, and then it went from the Chinese to the white people, to the black people, to da 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 da, and then it got so big in the white population that they didn't like that. So now they're trying to make it seem as if it's even bigger within the black population. But this is how the government gets us citizens to work against each other. They start pointing fingers, and then we start arguing with each other. We have to love each other, guys, and we have to work together as one race, the human race. Don't be fooled by anything you see, guys. The numbers have been padded. Even the overall total, they're adding to these numbers. And I've been saying that for the longest. They're adding to these numbers. So don't believe everything you see, guys, and continue to stay sanitized. And we're going to make it through this pandemic. All this is for money and for the vaccine, I'm telling you now. So stay safe, be good, and I'll talk to you guys later.